Okay, today I'm going to talk about how to have a sustainable rhythm in your day-to-day creative practice. Now, for us creatives, it's often difficult to be balanced, to have a regular rhythm. We are just inherently irregular. And finding balance for some of us is something that just doesn't come naturally. We are inherently imbalanced, irregular, changeable, moody, sensitive. So finding a weekly and monthly rhythm that can be sustained for many of us is problematic. So what to do about that? How do we avoid burnout? How do we not get to a place where we've worked ourselves into the ground and we can't get out of bed anymore, where we feel stress, we feel anxiety, and our momentum grinds to a halt because we just don't have a sustainable rhythm? Here's one thing to think about. I know I talk a lot about daily rhythm, working on your practice every day, and this is important. However, within that, there are different levels of intensity. Sometimes you just block everything out and you zero in on that creative session and you work and work and work and work, and nothing else exists. You may not even be aware that you have a body anymore. You're just going for it. And that's cool. We do need those moments where we have deep concentration. There are other days, though, where we just can't get into that feeling. We just may be tired. We're just not feeling that expansiveness where our mind opens up and we are in the flow. And in those moments, you might want to try doing something else. You might want to try doing admin. You might want to try doing networking. You might want to work on other aspects of what's required to have a 360 complete creative life. Here's another way to look at it: balancing input and output. If you're one of those people that just outputs all the time, your internal creative gas tank is going to run out of energy. You will not be able to continue. It is not sustainable to continue working and outputting all the time, especially if you require high intensity. We also need to have input. And the input part of a day-to-day creative practice is something that you need to focus on as well. So that can mean you're not necessarily working on pieces, but you're researching, you're inspiring yourself, you're updating yourself on different trends and different movements in culture, politics, the world, so that you have something to reflect back in what you're doing. It may mean that you're taking time to go into nature, whether you're hiking, walking, or sitting and just gazing over the horizon and contemplating, and taking a moment to assess your progression as a creative and see where to go next, see what strategies you want to try, see what changes you want to make. So to summarize, while yes, we must have a day-to-day focus on our creative pathway, we also need to be balancing input and output. We need to listen to our bodies. We need to be able to sustain this year in, year out over decades and not be getting to the point where we are outputting and then running out of that flurry of inspiration, and then we stall out, and then we stop and we lose all momentum. The thing to note here is that you don't always need to be on fire with inspiration to work. There may be other moments where you're feeling tired, or you're feeling stressed, or you're feeling anxiety, and you just need to take that emotion that's inside of you and keep going. Take that emotion into the work. Maybe you're feeling dark. Maybe reflect that in the work. So to conclude, the thing I want you to think about is, within our daily practice, how can you have a sustainable program where input and output are balanced to the point where you know that over the course of a year or many years, you can sustain what you're doing and that you can keep going every day. It doesn't have to mean that you have a perfect pie chart of a life. This 8-8-8 premise, 8 hours sleep, 8 hours of work, 8 hours of personal time, I don't necessarily believe in that for creatives, because we require other high intensity moments where we might need to work until 3 in the morning. We might need to sprint and work every day for 2 weeks. And after this time, we slow the pace down again. We restore our bodies, and then we come back into a bit more of a sustainable rhythm. But overall, over the course of a month, over the course of a year, you do need to find a natural rhythm so that you're not running out of energy you're not affecting your physical health badly, you're not affecting your mental health badly, but you're able to have a sustainable creative life. So any of you that have had longer careers, I'd love to hear in the comments below what has worked for you in this regard. And as always, please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you in a week. Bye.